as we look into 2015, we must treat this new year like a little child would in approaching a brand new present. We all just experienced Christmas, didn't we? And especially children. You know, we say Christmas is about children. And when you look at the faces and you look at the eyes and you look at the glee and how their faces and their personalities light up when they get that gift and they're about to unwrap it, because there is so much anticipation about what's in that box. In the same way, my friends, we are encouraged to look into 2015 with that very same mindset. We must look ahead with expectation. We must look ahead with anticipation. But not just expectation, Sonilal. We must look ahead with great expectation. You see, God is not an ordinary God. Our God, which is everybody's God, is a great God. And God doesn't shower abundance in little bits. God showers abundance based on our two things: our expectation and our readiness. You know, in the Western world, we're told that there is absolutely nothing called luck. Some people will say, Panditji, 2014 was lucky, fantastic, everything lined up for me. There is nothing called luck. There is something called preparation meeting opportunity. And therefore, when we look into 2015, we must not just have an expectation, we must have great expectations. Think about your health. Think about your job. Children, think about the examinations that you will write in the year 2015. Parents, think about the happiness and the harmony that you want within your home. Don't just allow it to happen. For those who would accept anything, they will be happy because they don't even know when they achieve it. You see, we must set those great expectations for ourselves and for our families. You see, in Sanskrit language, there's a word for expectation. And that word, it is Shraddha. You must have faith. You must have faith that when you believe and you plant a seed of expectation into this universe has no choice. Randy, this universe has no choice but to respond to what you plant. But it is not only just planting your dreams. It is not just planting your expectations. You have to know how to water it and to fuel it. You see, my friends, in the same way that there is positive expectation and positive faith, there is also something called negative faith. Gurudev, what is negative faith? Well, one day, one godchild called me and says, Gurudev, Guruji, I am going to write this end of term examinations. And I have a problem, Guru. During the course, during the term, during the semester, I do very well. Clint, I do excellent, very good. But I have noticed, Guruji, every time I sit for the final examination, I have not done so very well. I have failed. Guruji, please pray for me because I know I am going to fail. No amount of prayer that Guru can offer will help that individual who has already expected negative outcomes. And therefore, that is what you call negative faith or negative expectation. It is no different from the young lady who says, I trust no man because they will hurt me. I have been cheated. Guruji, I cannot expect anything positive in my life. Even my job, based on this global economic crisis, I will lose my job. There is no hope. Guess what? She will be hurt, she will be disappointed, and she will also get laid off. That is negative expectation. And therefore, my friends, we must stop and not just dream and have expectations for ourselves. We must pay attention to how we are fueling those dreams and those goals and expectations. A few years ago, I used to chant this mantra. And listen to how this mantra goes. Blessed are they who do not expect, for they shall not be disappointed. Sounds real nice, eh? I used to go and preach that all over the place. Boy, don't expect nothing from nobody now, because if they do it, Nothing to be disappointed about. And I realized, while it was sounding good, I was setting myself up. Because blessed are they who do not expect, for they shall not be disappointed. And I'm walking around saying, I expect nothing from nobody. I expect nothing from any situation. God will provide. God wants to provide, but I am expecting nothing. You see? God is waiting. Lakshmi Ma is waiting. She's hands are open. But we are doing so. Blessed are they who expect great things, for they shall receive, is the new mantra. You must expect. You must open your minds, your dreams, your expectation. You see, your expectation is your faith, and your faith is your energy. And therefore, you must open your horizons. You must change the energy patterns within your body. And you must start changing what you expect. You see, some people are so accustomed being negative that they don't even know that they're negative. They're always walking around looking for the next disappointment. I don't trust anybody now. You see how they're watching me? I'm exaggerating a little bit. But some people don't even know that they're being negative because it has become so much a habit. Some people don't know that they're complaining about everything and anything and not realizing that that thinking pattern attracts exactly what they're doing, what they're thinking. And therefore, we must stop, we must pause and realize. And that is why it is important that if you have someone who you care about, if that person is your friend, if that person is my chela, if that person is my brother, my sister, or my relative, I feel that I owe it to them to reflect what they're doing. It is not that I want to correct, because any correction has to be made by the self. Nobody can change you, nor can you change me. And therefore, we must look first at our lives, and if there are our loved ones who are going down a negative pattern of thinking, it is our responsibility to say, brother, sister, does that coincide with the resolution you made on Olia's night, or on your birthday, on your anniversary, whatever it is? You must look and help those around you, but the first person that you must look to reflect on and to correct, it is your own self. Dear friends, we must remember the good. We must remember the good things in our life. Can you imagine? Driving down the road, Navinji. Please tonight, give Navin a round of applause. He's a new father. Last Olia's night, I am sure he prayed at the Shivalingam and God blessed him. He's now a very proud father. And I'm sure I'm using Navin as an example. Driving down the road, going to work, and you're having an ordinary day, and you remember holding that baby in your arms for the first time. Just the thought of that baby, that holding your newborn child, for parents who are here this evening, can you just imagine what that feels like? An ordinary day, and you remember the eyes of your child opening and connecting your soul with that person's soul, that child's soul, how it felt? What happens to your mood? It changes. It brings about a smile. It is almost as though that memory brought about that same experience again. And in the very same way, you're driving down the road and you're listening to 92.3 FM, Taj Radio, and all of a sudden, you remember that family member who did wrong to you. You remember that friend who disappointed you. You remember that person who you trusted who made false accusations against you. You remember the hurt and the disappointment and the ridicule that someone may have done directed at you. And then automatically, what happens? Your mood changes to negative. You have moved from the neutral position to negative, all because of a memory. But tonight I want to remind you that the brain, scientifically the brain operates, it treats positive and negative differently. This is fact for the children who are scientific, who have scientific minds. Note this tonight. The brain processes positive and negative differently, even in different parts of the brain. But here is something that is important. It takes more space, storage space. You know, today everybody wants to know what kind of computer you have, boy. I have a 16 gig and 1 TB and all kind of, what? Yeah? We try to measure memory. Huh? Take a bite and all of this thing. Terabyte, sorry, terabyte. I don't know much. Take a bite, what do I say? We measure memory because it is so precious. If you want to buy, Ravi has his beautiful iPhone 6 Plus, and he would tell you, Panditji, I got this 64 gigabyte and the one. Everybody is measuring memory. And the more memory you purchase on a device, it is more money. More money. And the same way, God has given us memory space within this brain of ours. And the brain operates medically where it takes more data space to store something negative than to store something positive. This is fact. The brain takes more space in storing things that are negative than storing things that are positive. But here's the other trick about the brain, how it works. If you are sitting on your own and you are trying to think nothing, do you know what the first thought, if the brain has to choose on its own, which thought would it pull from? The one with the small storage space or the one that is overloaded with data? Which one will it pull from? The one that is overloaded. High drive, the children will say. It naturally gravitates to the negative. And that is how the brain medically operates. Because if you are sitting alone and doing or trying not to think, and the minute you allow the mind to operate on its own, on automatic, it will snatch, it will latch on to the negative thought. But guess what? There's good news. You know what the good news is, Savi? Guess who is holding on the remote control? You are. And therefore, in holding on the remote control, you can switch that channel of the thought that is parading on the stage of your mind. We have that choice. God has blessed us with the opportunity to pay attention to the message that you're replaying in your head. And when you start realizing that you're latching onto the negative, there's a litmus test. Chemistry students, what is litmus? To test pH, right? There's a litmus test that tells you whether you're latching onto negative or positive. And then the litmus test is simply this. It is your emotion. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling negative, if you interviewed me yesterday from Sunday after lunch, for those of you who were here, to today, man, I was lower than the white line on the road. I didn't even want to sing a bhajan this evening. I didn't want to talk because my energy was negative. Because my mind, I allowed it to latch on to negative. I had to deliberately pick up my remote control and say, hey, it is time to change the channel. And therefore, it is the same thing in our life. Because we sit here tonight and we would make a projection for 2015. I would like to see this for my health. I would like to see this for my family. I would like to see this difference in my job. I would like to see these changes in my life. But along the journey of life, it is never a smooth road. Panditji said, sometimes we require the excitements in life. Not that we should attract negative things, but when those things come that are deviations and the down cycles in our life, we must make sure that we pay attention to our litmus test. And when we're going negative, when we're depressed, or when we're hurt or feeling down and out, we must learn to change the channel. And changing the channel is simply instructing your mind to say, enough is enough. Because if what I expect is going to happen, then bhaya, I don't want to expect negative. I don't want to attract negative. And therefore, if the most intense emotion a person can experience is anger, that is how they will respond when the universe squeezes them. But if you can experience love in its fullness, when you experience foolishness in the outside world, when the outside world squeezes you to respond, when you have love inside of you, and that is the most intense experience that you would have ever had, you would know how to respond differently. You will not respond with anger or hatred with hatred. You will know how to change your channel. Take control of the response that starts with the thoughts that you entertain. You see, my friends, as I conclude this message tonight, in the past, you may have fallen down, haven't you? You may have fallen down. I have. You may have fallen down, but you have a choice. You can focus now on having fallen down, or you can focus now on the fact that you got up. God is a great God. Our Lord is a fabulous Lord. He's an amazing Lord. And therefore, tonight, as you look forward into 2015, I want you to take a leap of faith. I want you to know that the miracles that God would have performed in your life in the past, He has a lot more in store. And all you have to do is to expect the great things to happen in your life. And God is waiting to make more miracles happen in your life. Don't allow the extraordinary things in your past to become ordinary things in your present. I say that again. Don't allow the extraordinary things in your past. And you would say, Panditji, what are they? You will tell me. Think carefully. There were moments when you were overjoyed in your past. There were moments when you met your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or you got married, or you had your first child, or you got promoted, or you recovered from an illness, whatever it is. Those were miracles in your life. Those were extraordinary experiences that you had. And those were the miracles that God was allowing in your life. And if God could have done it in your past, even if you have fallen down, know, my friends, looking into 2015, know that God can do it again. Tonight, make preparations. Make preparations for 2015. Know that blessed are they who expect great things, for they shall be ready to receive. Tonight, look into the mirror. Look into your mirror and see your future. I cannot see your future, but I can see mine. I know what I expect in 2015. I know what I expect in 2016 and 2017. I'm already expecting when I'm a grandfather. I'm not looking forward, but I'm expecting. And therefore, I know what I would like to be like and feel and experience when I am an Aja and when I am a Nana. I have already seen that point in my life if God allows me to live. Don't think short term. Set small goals but have big visions. Therefore, my friends, look into your mirror, see your future, and you get to determine what you expect.